Watch out, punks about, da-da-da. Watch out, punks about. Oh, you better watch out. Go see punk's about, especially in Scotland. Hello, and welcome to BunkaMania Wrestling live here on Twitch, and also if you're watching over on the YouTube channel as well. And we're here to talk all things about WWE Clash at the Castle. I'm, of course, Talent Name, joined by Talent Name, for the next hour or so. We'll talk about all things wrestling. Yes, so hello, I'm Talent Name. Hello, Talent Name.
Hello.
Hello, Talent Name.
Hello, Talent Name.
Hello, Talent Name. I think it's all going to be quite well. I think we're going to have a good show.
How you doing, Talent Name?
I mean, the talent is just everywhere. I mean, of course, we're not Talent Name and Talent Name. We're not the triple Talent Names. Of course not. I'm, of course, the Dekker Dane, joined by Harriett, aka Manga Girl, and MattyBoo as well. And generally now, how is everybody?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, everyone's just going, I didn't realize we were going to be asked this question.
No, doing okay. No, okay. So,
Good.
Good show.
I'm still here.
That's good. I mean, if you're still here, that's definitely a good thing. We've already cracked up. We're only in like 2 minutes in.
The joys of doing things live. But yes, welcome to BunkaMania Wrestling. We are talking about Clash at the Castle, Scotland. A very entertaining, lively show last night over at the Glasgow Ovo Arena. And yes, I think as we start any sort of review for a WWE or AEW show, generally general thoughts coming out of the show from last night. Let's start off with Harriett.
It was good. I mean, because obviously this is since the outside of America international crowd, we had Scotland, so it wasn't going to be as loud as the Scots, but at least we had a decibel thing. Overall, I did enjoy the show. There were some matches that were not what we were thinking how they were going to end, and some were like, well, how is this going to end, sort of thing. But in all, very good show. I enjoyed it, and hopefully there's a third Clash of the Castle, maybe in a year or two.
and let Drew like main event that as well.
No, he's gonna have PTSD after this year's Clash of the Castle. He's like, not again, no.
Like, Drew, do you want a headline? No, put me in the opener. I can't lose the opener. Oh no, Drew.
He won't be able to go to the beach and make sandcastles ever again because it's just too traumatic for him. It's just way too traumatic.
So we've done Clash in Wales, we've done Clash in Scotland now. So we can either go kind of Northern Ireland. We can even go. Why not Windsor Castle? Let's just confuse the people of Windsor by just having a wrestling event there.
Actually, at Windsor Castle.
Oh yeah, why not? Why not? I'm sure Prince H will be very happy. Side tangent. My streams on Monday, 8 o'clock at twitch.tv/Dekker Dane. We were watching some cartoons, one including Extreme Dinosaurs, and there was a character who clearly was Prince Harry, but was referred to as Prince H, and it was very weird and it was very confusing. But anyway, that's the side tangent over and done with. Matty, your thoughts on the show?
I've had about a few hours to percolate on this now. I think last night, full transparency, we all watched this together. We watched this together along with Jeremy, and me and Jeremy were starting to have a bit of a debate with one another about whether this actually qualified as being better than Backlash France. Was it Backlash at France?
Yes.
Yeah. And I was saying that I thought that the French show was better, and basically, for me, you got a bit between like fan environment, like enhancing a show.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I thought that Clash was just a little bit lower than Backlash, but then Jerry made a good, valid point. What was the overall quality like? And I think now that I've had a chance to think about it, I do think Clash was a little bit better in that regard. Like, you don't have to be like a savage, loud crowd. It certainly enhances it. It's the cherry on top. But if you're going to have this loud, righteous crowd and the wrestling is absolute, but then it's all you're going to remember is just the crowd and not what actually happened at the show. So for me, now that I've had a chance to think about it, Clash was reasonably fine and things moved forward. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's the definition of what a B pay-per-view is kind of supposed to do in a way. It's like some results are never in question, but at least they'll add to the story. And I think if you're able to kind of progress the story, make the story interesting moving on, then you've kind of done your job with the pay-per-view or PLE. And yeah, I feel a number of the stories we have here going into the event, they have continued on. They have developed in interesting and unexpected ways in one or two areas, but then I think we kind of sensed what was going to happen in the main event between Drew and Priest quite soon, because it's like it's been signposted for a while. I know there's that little kind of maybe he might not, maybe Drew might win and then Punk comes back. It's like I think the story's served better with him losing, but you could have gone either way. It kind of depends how WWE were kind of feeling on the day, I suppose. You never know. Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know the machinations of their booking logic half the time. So in your point about Backlash France, I mean, yeah, when you come to look at the cards, I think a lot of the card for Backlash was more of an absolute foregone conclusion. It's like there was no doubt. I think the only kind of storyline beats you kind of had from there was the introduction of Tonga Loa, if I'm right, not Tama Tonga, but Tonga Loa. We had that one, and then we had Cody AJ. Yeah, I mean, it's like other than that, in terms of story. I think that's when Jade and Bianca won the belts as well for tag team. They did that.
Yeah,
but yeah, other than that, it was kind of like a lot of the big money matches, World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship. There's absolutely no question in doubt of what was going to happen there, unless something spectacular was going to happen. And it didn't. So yeah. No, I see your point on Backlash France. I think Clash in terms of the storytelling and pushing things forward, I think is the better event.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you are watching the show and you actually have watched Clash of the Castle as well, do let us know your thoughts in the chat. Maybe you're on Twitch or YouTube. Throw them into the chat boxes. We will read out and discuss any good points that come through there. Right, so let's do a rundown of the show. So we had the pre-show, which I think was 2 hours. Was the pre-show 2 hours? Did anything of any importance actually happened on this pre-show? Because I kind of came in about 6:30.
Kevin Owens in the tie.
Oh, good.
There was a lot of promos basically, which then got
yeah.
repeated and then put on again in the main show. So
they did
no,
I think long interview with Drew, didn't they? It kind of went.
They did.
Show, yeah.
They did show a lot of promo packages that were really well produced. I think the kickoff stuff, watch him for Big E, and watch him to see who he bounces off of, especially when Kevin's there. I think Wade Barrett throughout the show was incredible, like both before, during, and indeed after. It was like Wade added a certain element to that. So yeah, good on him, I say. Yeah, but if you would have missed nothing by skipping the kickoff show. I don't believe there was any pre-show matches there either. So
not to my knowledge.
No,
not to my knowledge.
And it was kind of fascinating to see like there was no one at the beginning. Like I watched it from the beginning, then dipped in and out. But yeah, there was no one. Just like Michael Cole and Big E and Kevin Owens, just like talking to an empty crowd, and then suddenly Michael's just like, "Oh yeah, the crowd's now slowly starting to come in." So it's just
they did a thing where they were camped out for the pre-show. They were right by the railings where they started feeding people through. So there was a lot of people just stopping and prattling about until they got moved on. There was a guy with a phone that was flashing up his own name for like the longest time before they finally moved him along.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I can really say about it.
Just usual pre-show stuff.
Love Drew McIntyre's package in more ways than one. I meant the promo package, not anything else that comes to mind right now. But yeah. And also, if you're Scottish and you went to Clash, you did well. You did well. There was a nice little thing I found out via social media, which I believe I shared to the group chat before we started, which I'll bring up later during our conversations.
Yeah, I mean, in the build up to it, I mean, I didn't see the kickoff on Friday night because my son Harriet we were in London for a comedy event, no, we were looking at little clips and highlights, and even Cody doing some crowd surfing and stuff like that. It seemed like the crowds had come out for fun on Friday night, which is a good sign. So it's like, yes, if your crowd's happy to let Cody Rhodes crowd surf and not injure him in any way, I think we're fine. I think we're okay.
SmackDown.
Genuinely terrified that when they did the whoa, it's just suddenly he's on the floor.
Oh no! Whoa! Oh no!
SmackDown happened on Friday night as well, and it was a show. It was very much a show. They brought out the decibel reader at one point just to prove how loud the Scottish crowd was. And I love that they're now playing all of the local crowds off against each other on the decibel reader. So that can only breed good things. But yeah, SmackDown was a show. Clash was an even better show. Yeah,
I didn't watch, because usually I do watch SmackDown on the Saturdays or like the Saturday morning and so forth. And it's just like, well, not much was kind of going on. I mean, there was like final promo bits for the matches, but a lot of the promo stuff and a lot of like the build up for the matches had kind of already been done. I mean, the thing that I kind of was more interested in is how on earth did Logan Paul go to a Tetris competition? It's just like this is a thing that seems to be this is a thing that seems to exist. It's like, I know there's Tetris World Championships, but just suddenly just Logan Paul going, I'm going to a Tetris World Championship. It's like, all right, get more prime athletes. Who do prime athletes at Tetris? There you go.
I'm still sad that LA Knight didn't interrupt it. That would have been so funny.
He got to go hang out in the pool.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he went to his. I didn't know that Logan Paul just lived in Puerto Rico. Oh God, Matty, speak.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, thank you. That I didn't know he lived there, and there he is. LA Knight just rucked up and was in his pool.
Yeah. He's gonna, and as Aladdin said, he's gonna show Logan Paul the world, starting with Chicago. But yes, the main card kicked off with an I Quit match between AJ Styles, who had previously donned the lovely pastel blue jacket and kind of channeled his inner Mark Henry to try and retire a bit. And then we realized it was a massive lie, and he attacked Cody Rhodes, setting up this I Quit match for the WWE Championship, which did kind of start off with a hilarious botch of women's tag champion, talent name here, well, showing the entrances, which was very funny. But no, once the match got underway, it's like Cody and AJ, I think, had a fun little match. In terms of I Quit matches, tend to either drag out and feel really boring. Well, whereas this one just seemed to kind of like it would just move forward. It just basically, things happened. Nothing really felt like it was a slowdown per se. That's
caveats. That's what happened. Caveats. Especially with Mama Rhodes. There was a lot of turning over to Mama Rhodes.
Yes. But there was, they started going out into the crowd. They visited, I think, the international commentary booths. I think when we were watching it, they kind of went backstage for a bit to kind of go, hey, international commentary, this is how you doing? 9. Don't bring this into the booth. That's okay. We'll go back out. We'll go back out into the main crowd. And then some of the key spots that started up. We had Cody setting up a table for one of the bigger spots later on, which involved a chair, and AJ Styles doing a big amount of cartoon pratfalling. And then we had, it all started escalating with the introduction of handcuffs after AJ managed to bust Cody open near the announcers' desks and so forth. And it was kind of like, let's handcuff Cody and let's give him a beating with a kendo stick and try to attack him with a belt, which didn't seem to work at all, apart from whipping. I don't know.
As you know, if you bust Cody open, that only gives him more power.
Yes.
So
yes. And every time the ref goes, do you want to quit? It's like No. Oh no! After some gurning, after some proper gurning, gritting of the teeth, kind of going.
Of course, they have to emphasize they're in pain. And
yes, they have to emphasize they're in pain.
Yeah.
Especially when AJ Styles is trying to put a belt round his head and it's not working because of the blood.
There was even one move. I think AJ put a crossface on Cody, and that was just like, and he's put the mic up. I was like, "There's no way you can tell if he says I quit or not." It's just like, it's like, is that yes or no?
Because it gets to the stage where basically Rhodes passes out at one point, and AJ's going, I've won, and the rest going, well, hang on,
No.
It's like, well, hang on there, AJ. Surely you, a former WWE champion, should know the rules of I quit. He has to say I quit. He can't just have a nap and go, oh, never mind. But then AJ did the one thing that you really shouldn't do when Mama Rhodes is about, and that is intimidate Mama Rhodes, because Mama Rhodes ain't having none of that shit.
No, yeah.
It's like little pinchy hands, and then just slap up, just like light slap, harder slap,
building up a power
slap.
I wouldn't mess with her.
By which time Cody had kind of channeled his inner DDP yoga to kind of get out from behind, go from cuffs behind him to cuffs in front of him, per se, and getting the handcuffs just about off his wrist, just enough so he could fling a chair at AJ, who was about to do a full forearm, but chair to the face, a bounce there, a bounce here, and through the table that Cody had set up. Kapush.
That was beautifully done, I will say.
It was wonderfully choreographed. There is a lovely Twitter post of someone just adding cartoon sounds to it. It is quite funny.
Oh, the ring.
It's like
oh, is that? I need to see that.
If it was a bit of a longer drop, you could have had the goofy. But it was more pratfalling for that one.
Yeah,
I suppose. But ultimately, Cody managed to get AJ to say "I quit" by handcuffing him to the middle rope so he could slide up and down the hard cam side of the ring, and then just threatened to just bash his face in with some stairs. And AJ protecting the luscious locks of soccer mum hair went, no, I quit.
You're missing the one point in all of this as well. The fact that Cody kept turning to his mum while he's holding the steel steps.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was just sitting there going, do it. Go on. With a big beam of go on.
But that was after the bell run. That was after the bell run. So
he was doing it just before that as well. Like it was like before he went charging out with the steps and he said I quit, he gave his mum a little glance.
It's like that's my beautiful baby boy. Crush his skull.
That's what I said. I wouldn't mess with her.
You don't mess with Mama Rhodes. The Rock has learnt this. Yes. I'm looking forward to his match with her next year.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh god!
So Cody did follow through with his chair, with his stair attack. Smashed AJ with the stairs. And AJ had to be kind of slightly carried out. Apparently now there's a WWE video of him kind of being carried out and saying, no, he needs doctor's attention. He's urgent medical attention. And then they announce him for a match at Noah.
Yep.
It's like the stairs hurt so much. He's going off to do some Japanese wrestling for
He's off to Japan.
It is. I tell you what, on that note though, it is nice that because they know like AEW have all their connections, it's nice to know we are now finally establishing full working relationships with places like Marigold, Noah, TNA, and it actually is meaningful and things are coming about it. It isn't just WWE saying we want to buy you. They just literally are saying we want to work with you, which is a big difference.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yes, absolutely.
It was a very fun match. It was short. It wasn't too long, which is good because, like you said, some I Quit matches can drag, but it was a nice amount of time. I think
there was also I haven't mentioned this yet. There was also a post angle on the match. Cody's going up to celebrate, and lo and behold, the low cost version of the weekend, aka Bloodline leader Solo Sikoa, turned up to kind of go, hey Cody, hey, you got a belt, can I fight you for it? And then yes, all the new Bloodline 2.0 came out for a bit of a scrap. Kevin Owens came out. Randy Orton, who we all had a bit of a confusion of why was Randy Orton ready to wrestle when he wasn't technically on the card? Trunks and all.
Maybe it's just his normal attire. Also, let it be said, Solo Sakura coming out with a big smile on his face, which I'm sure he probably means he needed winding. Because it's always weird seeing Solo Sakura having any other kind of emotion other than sulky moodiness.
I love the silk shirt, I will say, but
his style has gone up tenfold since he became leader of Bloodline. And he's basically this is what happens when WWE have the weekend, do the WrestleMania theme for like 5 years in a row.
It rubs off.
Eventually, someone's going to go, I want to be the Weekend as my character. All right, well, off you go, Solo.
Like a Fortnite skin.
But no, I think we're possibly leading to like a 6-man tag of some degree, possibly at Money at the Bank. But I think all roads, pun intended, are leading to a showdown of Randy Orton, because Randy, so not so subtly, just kind of stared at the belt for like 3 minutes, kind of going, "That's a pretty belt."
Yeah.
I like pretty belts. Voices in my head tell me pretty belt.
He gave it the same look that he gave that woman's boobs when he looked down her cleavage one time.
They did bring that up. Yes, I did.
A lot of review shows and wrestling Twitter have brought that bit up. But it was just as the camera faded, you just see Randy just kind of blatantly just staring for longing, like
he was gazing a hole into it. Yeah.
It's like you'd look lovely on my shoulder.
I don't want him to do like a full heel turn though. I just want Randy to do Randy things because he's Randy. You know, just because he's Randy Orton, and we'll do Randy Orton things.
Maybe if it comes to like the 6-man tag and Cody's asking for help, so Kay will go, "Oh yeah, I'll help you out," and then Randy goes, "Well, I can help you, but I want something in return, and I want a title shot for your belt down the line, maybe at SummerSlam." That can go, and then maybe you can slow burn, have a bit of a tweener thing. Randy Orton still does some very despicable things as a heel, but everyone still kind of likes him for being Randy Orton anyway.
Yeah,
like he'll do an RKO out of nowhere, but then just shrug. You know? Like, what were you expecting? I'm Randy Orton.
Yeah, I can't see him turning heel yet.
Not full heel.
No. Very much tweener. I think he's having great fun with Kevin Owens as well. So, yeah, not yet.
Not yet, but it seems to be on the cards. Event. It's really hard. Can you? I can't really. Randy Orton always is probably better as a heel sometimes. I mean, it's like I'm enjoying his current sort of thing of basically I'm Randy Orton. I just RKO people and the crowd love me for every single on my theme tune. I think we're into that stage of his career where basically he could do anything and people would still probably cheer him.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
He could RKO Paul Michael Cole and people would be happy.
No, people will be ecstatic.
Oh no, don't put him up against Mama Rhodes. No, don't do that to Mama Rhodes, Randy Orton.
No, you don't want to end your own career that much. She will mess you up.
She'll find the power to deliver the almighty Rhodes family slap.
Someone needs to do the meme where Emperor Palpatine urges Anakin to do the bad thing, but swap out Palpatine's face with Mama Rhodes.
Do it, Cody. Do it. Smack him in the face with the stairs. Do it.
You also got to do the wacka 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 with a leg.
Yeah.
And
do it. Do it, Cody. You're my favorite son.
Yes.
You're my favorite son.
Me and my two Muppets. What do you mean? They're not hands. They're my friends. Yeah.
This one's Giselle and this one's Maureen. What do you think, Maureen? I think he should really smash his face in. What about you, Giselle? Face him off with the stairs.
You will soon see us in our fine performance of that Scottish play. Hello, what do you do? Hubble bubble to the trouble.
What is going on?
When should we free meet again? I don't know. Maybe after SummerSlam? Yeah, SummerSlam after that. Maybe when it's time for Bash in Berlin. Yeah.
So where do you want to go? Nando's
Oh,
or
it's so
Burger
cheeky.
King?
Nando's cheeky. That Will Ospreay fella tells a lot of that.
I can't breathe.
And at this moment, it just became a two-man booth.
And if you are watching, hello, welcome to BunkaMania. We are talking about Clash at the Castle. We've just been going off on a bit of a tangent about Mama Rhodes being Emperor Palpatine.
This is BunkaMania. We're just normal men.
Just innocent men.
The most innocent. Hi, Harry. Anyway.
Moving on. Moving on.
I'm drawing that after.
moving on from Cody Rhodes having to fight off the fake weekend. We move on to the women's tag team triple threat match. We had Jade and Bianca defending the belts against Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and the unholy alliance of Ilza Dawn and Alba Fire. And obviously, unholy alliance, Scottish grown talent. Everyone has a massive cheer and celebration for them. But I think a lot of people to begin with were just kind of going, yeah, they're on the card. It's nice to see them on the card. They probably won't win it. But they won't take the pin. They'll have a good showing. They won't win it though. But yeah, this match was. I think this match, for most parts, was pretty entertaining. This match was fun. This match was good. Yeah. Everyone seemed to have like really nice moments. It did kind of start to kind of fall to pieces a little bit after the unfortunate top rope slip from Jade. But these things happen. It's not necessarily just it's like one mistake. Everyone has these sort of mistakes. And when we talk about the main event, mistakes happen all the time, it seems.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for people to kind of go, oh, shouldn't be wrestling, it's like, no, these things just happen.
Wrestling.
These things happen. Because I think up until that sort of moment, I think Jade was looking probably the most comfortable and best that I've seen her in the ring, per se. She's like, she's definitely improving with each appearance in a ring. That's the thing. It's like, it feels like it is developing slowly and at a very comfortable rate. It's just unfortunate that a lot of people kind of point at a rope slip. It's like, oh, well, it's terrible. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but that's wrestling fans. They find one thing and then suddenly it's just like it's the end of the world sort of thing. So I kind of ignored that as much as I could because
to you people that say that, I say to you, well, you try it.
Mm-hmm.
You try it, Mr. Wrestling professional. You try it.
It's just the thing of like knocking Jade because of the fact of her being in AEW now, she's in WWE, and it's just like it's so annoying because I think she's a great wrestler. Obviously, she has developed a lot more. I didn't really know her much in AEW. I've only seen her past stuff now, but honestly, yeah, you're right. She was very comfortable in that match. The rope slip was very unfortunate. It does happen, not everyone is perfect. It might have worked out great earlier on, but like that evening, it just happened, and then suddenly it's just like, it's just like, no, just enjoy it.
No one is going to be as big a critic of what went down there than Jade Cargill herself.
Exactly. She's the one who left that evening thinking. But hopefully she brushes it off and just carries on. I know it's difficult, but internet things, it's just like we had a bit of a mad dash towards the finale. Again, some occasional slip ups here and there, but it just kind of started things are kind of going slightly off the rails, but we're getting to the finale. In a good way. Jade and Bianca hit their finisher, the wheelbarrow DDT and big sort of German suplex thing. But before they could get a pin, I believe it's Ilsa Dawn who kind of German suplexes Jade and pins, I believe, Shayna Baszler. And the Unholy Alliance, shockingly, to the shock of quite a lot of people, women's tag team championship. To us, to all of us who were just like, what?
It genuinely just took us by surprise. By the way, Shayna Baszler, who was repping Iron Hands, the Space Marine chapter in Warhammer 40k this time. So I saw that, knew it instantly because of the cogs, looked it up, shared it with the chat.
And also, awesome. I think Jade or Bianca, one was held back because they were attempting to break the pin, but they were being held back. So that was a definite, they're what?
Yes. But no, really nice as well. It was a nice touching touching on, I
Yeah.
think, for that victory. I mean, I'd like to see them probably hold the belts for a bit as well, but I would not be surprised if Jade and Bianca get those belts back very shortly.
So
Maybe at Money, maybe at SummerSlam. It's
The cynic in me is saying that they gave these titles to the ladies as a way of getting at least a Scottish win because they knew no one else was going to win that evening. Also for the shock value. Also because it's a nice little caveat to, for at least one half of that tag team, they've gone through absolute heck this past month. We're not going to go into full details of what went down. If you want to know, Google it, go look at a news article. But from a guy who's been down that road, like absolute fair Fs to Alba Fire to come out, do this, and do it with a smile on her face the whole time, because internally she must be going through hell at the moment. So fair Fs to her.
Yeah. But no, entertaining match, shock winners. But at the end of the day, I think, for what it was, nice match, nice little match. Then we move over to halfway point. We have a battle for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn versus the re-signed Chad Gable, who confirmed early in the day before the event to Gorilla Precision that he had re-signed with WWE. And yes, Chad supported by Otis and Maxine, still kind of chiding them for them not following his instructions, or kind of he's just being a mean dick. He's just being a dick now. All that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And yes, it's kind of like other people have kind of noticed. It's probably in essence, it's like two matches are kind of going on in that ring. There was one for the Intercontinental Championship, the other probably for the kind souls of Otis and Maxine, who have been through the ringer.
I'm going to say this now, get it out of the way. I want Sami Zayn out of this storyline. I think Sami Zayn is now past the storyline, needs to move on. This is purely now about Gable and Otis.
Yeah.
So we need to branch this off now, take him away from the IC picture, and have him feud with Otis, or at least progress with this storyline. Sami Zayn now is the third wheel in all this. He needs to move on.
I partially wonder if all the QR code malarkey that happened on his entrance is an indication that maybe someone very mean and very angry is possibly, with a new faction, going to possibly target your Intercontinental Champion on Monday.
I think so. We did have a small discussion about this. Abby, if you want to state what you wanted to say before we did the chat, you can put in your 2 cents as well. But I'm kind of in agreement with Dane here. So, did you?
Oh no, it's just another YouTuber that I follow, known as C Wrestling. He put up a thing saying it could be possibly Chad Gable, but I think it has kind of linked in. Now thinking about it, last Monday on Raw, didn't they show it during the Intercontinental match as well? The QR code. I'm not sure because I haven't really been following when it's been placed, but it makes sense because obviously it hit then. The screen kind of turned red at some point, and then obviously. Yeah,
considering they are threatening, in big inverted commas here, massacre.
Yeah.
How would you be emotionally invested if they just ganged up on Chad Gable?
To say it's a massacre would suggest that you're going to have a full reset on what's going on with talent.
And that would be a good way to do a full reset to take Sammy away from that as well. So,
absolutely. I'm in full agreement with Dane. I think this is leading to a feud between whatever is going on with the Riot Six and Sammy, and I would be very much down with that. If it has something to do with Chad Gable as well, I'm not entirely sure, but I think Chad is in the right position he is at the moment with Otis, and then we'll branch that off to something else. I think whatever happens is going to happen with Sami Zayn this week. I think Sami Zayn is now officially out of the Chad Gable feud. I hope, anyway.
Yeah, because you see Otis is definitely kind of... He wants to... He knows it's wrong, but he doesn't want to go against Chad, because obviously he stated that Chad was the one who helped him throughout. But it, you know, I don't mind the storyline, but sometimes it's just like, oh, yeah. I really want Otis to turn. He will turn on Chad. It's just last night was probably the beginning of the catalyst of that, especially with the whole thing with Maxine getting hurt, even though technically it wasn't Chad's fault, but still it kind of led on to believe that Otis did believe that, and then obviously that's probably going to carry on with that. And also you've got Akira Tozawa as well, who wasn't involved in this, so wasn't there last night. So
Sammy and Chad had a really good match. It's expected from both of them, to be perfectly honest now. So it's like in-ring stuff is really, really good. Counter wrestling, really good. Submission holds, German suplexes, the occasional, I'm going to give you a suplex. No, I'm going to give you a suplex. I'm going to give you a suplex, all that sort of stuff. But first major story point comes in where Chad puts Sammy on the ropes, distracts the referee, and it's kind of instructing Maxine to use the title to hit Sammy. Maxine doesn't do it because she's a good person. Maxine gets on the apron, has a bit of an argument with Chad, almost gets haluva kicked as well, because I think we were all saying, oh no, someone's getting haluva kicked, and hopefully not Maxine. So yes, there was that little bit of awkward moment. But then as the match kind of spilled out to the outside as well, we get to the stage where I believe Gable gets Sami Zayn in an ankle lock, and Sammy's kind of reversal of that sends Gable kind of perfectly doing a chop block on Maxine right in front of Otis. And that's when Otis had enough. And carried Maxine out. Chad, annoyed, decided to go stand in the corner, and that's probably not where you want to stand when you're dealing with Sami Zayn, because he got haluva kicked right in the face.
For your troubles.
And Sammy retained, and then cue 3 minutes of Chad Gable looking like the most furious person in all of Scotland for 5 minutes.
Eye twitching, the nose is
eye twitching, veins throbbing. It's like he's about to snap, literally.
Yeah, literally. It was kind of like, well done for retaining that, but oh my god, how?
Yeah, it's just like,
literally pure anger. I
wonder if they just said backstage, like, just look like you are really being pissed. It's like, I can do that. I can do that quite easily.
The most angriest thing you can think of, and just stay there for 3 minutes.
It's like not being able to do German suplexes.
Can you imagine?
No, think about the time you were called Shorty G. He was probably envisioning him just stomping the Shorty G nickname into the ground repeatedly.
Think of the crowd constantly chanting that you're just a crap Kurt Angle the whole match.
Oh, I know. I mean, it was just, it was a fun match. I enjoyed it. I really just like the fact that they just count everything they did. It was mirrored back. But it was still good to watch. I really, really enjoyed it. I did like the suplexes where it was just like, no, I'm going to get the third one. No, joke's on you. I'm going to try and get the third one. Nope.
It's like ring around the roses. It's just like, I'm gonna wiggle this way. No, I'm gonna wiggle this way. It's like, wee. Good fun match. Good fun.
Yeah.
Good fun match. And then we move on to a penultimate match of the evening. We have the WWE Women's Championship. It's Bayley against hometown star Piper Niven as well. Home country. I shouldn't say hometown, but home country. I don't know where Piper Niven is based in Scotland, but obviously it's home country person. Understandably, I think audience were a little bit confused what to do here. It's kind of like, we like cheering for Bayley. We like going, hey, Bayley. But Piper Niven's from here.
It was ultimately, the percentages were more in favor of Piper the whole time, because they wanted to do the Bayley chant, and they did get the Bayley chant in, but it was a lot less quieter than it normally was. Yeah. And whenever you go to hey, yay spots or boo, yay spots, it was mostly in Piper's favor as well. Yeah. One thing to point out, which is what I saw on the social media, Piper had an armband with the name Adrian on it,
Mm-hmm.
and that is because the last time Piper wrestled in the Hydro, it was for ICW when she was Viper, and her best friend Lionheart was still alive at that point. Again, we're not going to go into full details about what actually happened. Google it, look at the news, do what you must do. We're not really going to touch on that here, right now. But it was a very emotional moment. And in the social media thing, she was joined by Isla Dawn and Alba Fire as well, who cheered her up. Because for Piper, it was a really emotional moment. You know, she gave it her all during this entire match. And you can't say fairer than that. Loved the match, by the way. I think it's pretty much my second favourite match of the whole card.
It was very good.
It's a good back and forth as well. Plus, great moments for Piper to shine with the power moves as well. And it's like Bailey having to kind of break out moves you wouldn't necessarily see Bailey break out to win a match as well. So it's like the match is one with a crucifix powerbomb, which kind of surprised almost like that's an interesting, weird move that's just come out of nowhere. Got to give props to Chelsea Green being the cheerleader.
That's incredible.
First getting herself rejected by just getting angry at Charles Robinson and just putting hands on him. It's like you don't put hands on the referee. You know what's going to happen, Chelsea. You're going to get kicked out. And
She
then
just kept staring at the hand.
and then returns with a luchador mask.
Senorita Green.
Like she thought that she would be able to pass that way. You know, like she'd be able to be allowed back on because it's not me. It's not me. It's my Italian cousin.
I think Michael Cole was questioning the legitimacy of this, and then Wade Barnes, I've never seen this person before, Michael. This is great. they're just. Have you not heard of El Luchador Green?
Again, Wade was definitely one of the VIPs of this whole show.
Yeah.
Just the fact the mask didn't really fit her well either.
I was kind of pondering for a second, maybe it's someone else and maybe it's a screw job coming up.
And also the fact that she was dressed like a golf player, like the world's sexiest golf player, like prior to that as well. And the fact she was still wearing the golf player outfit and the luchador mask.
Wade even brought up Supergran.
Yes, he did. He did. He brought up Supergran. I lost my mind during that.
I thought she looked like someone out of Clueless, but it's the same thing. Oh god!
Oh god! Somebody needs to do the Supergran theme, which is sung by Billy Connolly, by the way. Somebody bring her down with that outfit and just play the Supergran theme tune in their entrance. That'd be awesome. I'd love it.
Just imagine Samantha Irvin going, "Hey everyone, it's Supergran."
Oh, that was something else about Samantha Irvin. The fact that she customized some of the Scottish people's names, so she rolled the R's.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, she did it for Piper as well, and for this one as well, which is really cool. Really cool to see. Any other thoughts on the women's WWE Women's Championship match?
I thought it was good. I'm glad that they highlighted Piper in this and keep it going, please. She didn't have a very good beginning in WWE with Dewdrop. I still hate that name, but thank God they gave her back her name, and please just keep her going. She's a really good wrestler. I've seen her outside of WWE and I love her, so please just keep it going.
It was given way more time than I thought it would, and we kind of knew that Bailey was going to retain here, but I tell you what, Viper was an utter trooper this whole time. So kudos to her.
Yeah, and she shouldn't be ashamed of how it ended. I think everyone they still loved her anyway. Like they still showed so much respect after she finished the match anyway. So it was a great match.
Yes. And then we move on to the main event. Started out with Scottish marching band and all, playing Scotland the Brave. To serenade Drew McIntyre coming down the aisle, all ready to technically win. Basically, getting big hero pops from the crowd, signing signs, saying hello to the Scottish people. It's like, yes, Danny Drew has come home. per se. Yes. So yes, Drew McIntyre has a big entrance, and the crowd are so behind him. Damien Priest came out to just like a lot of boos, and we couldn't hear his lovely theme tune.
And Drew McIntyre chants as well. That's all you heard.
Yes, pretty much.
He wasn't getting booed by me, I can assure you.
Says Matty with a flag for both Drew, and you just had a flag for Drew and a flag for Damien, just going, yay.
These guys were concerned for my mental health during this match. They really were. Offset by Felf, who kept saying, Matty, put your arms where I can see them. Well, I'm not going to do that on camera. I'm not going to do this the whole match.
So yes, we start. Basically, it was a main event of big, strong guys just kind of hopefully trying to beat the hell out of each other. But yeah, and it started out like that as well. So like big power moves. I think the thing a lot of people will definitely be talking about, and people remember this match more for immediately, is the senton that kind of ended with a leg caught in the ropes, which did not look pretty at all.
No, I think we were all just like, oh god, we were questioning it if it was legit or not, but
yeah,
it was a genuine mistake, and oh boy, it did then throughout the match show. So
it did, and I think they kind of did try and work around it as well, despite the fact that Damien was pretty much powering through, probably on adrenaline, and that just to kind of get through. But then it's like, even then, it's like they still put on a really good, hard-hitting match of big power moves. It's like claymores left, right, and center, south of heaven, big choke slams, Razor's edge on a leg and a half, which was insane to see as well. Claymore through the barricade as well, all that sort of stuff. Really good. And basically, I think, again, it's like, I think we were talking about Damien hasn't had like a massive, like big kind of showing out party for a match in this sort of kind of spotlight. And I think despite the rope incident, he did very well with this.
Yep.
Kudos to sorry, go on, you say.
No.
Okay. No, kudos to Drew McIntyre, where the whole time that incident was taking place with Priest caught up in the ropes, which are cables, by the way. They're actual metal cables underneath all that stuff. Kudos to Drew for first vamping for time and then helping Priest out whilst maintaining character throughout. So it didn't look like he was just breaking character and helping out. Yeah. He did it whilst like being full on.
I'm going to get you out. I'm going to punch you at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm
just going to hit you, just lightly hit you while I try and ease you out from the rope side of things.
Yeah, and somebody on social media after that immediately compared it to the time that Test caught his leg on that same rope when he was fighting against Eddie Guerrero, and Eddie Guerrero in turn went, "Oh well, I'm just going to use this as a reason to then hit you in the face while you're caught in the ropes, and then I'm going to help you out whilst also being effing and blinding and being angry." You know, so learn from the best, I say. Absolutely.
Yeah. Honestly, the fact that some of the moves you could see Damien did pull them off like with one leg, and it's just like you still could do that. It's still impressive, you know, the fact that you could clearly see something had happened. He kept on shaking his leg, twisting the ankle, and even afterwards, we still don't know what's happened.
We could actually see that his leg was contorted at one point because the foot's going that way and the rest of him was facing dead on towards Drew.
Yeah, because his knee was very his knee did not look right at all. So oh god, I hope it doesn't affect him like going forward, but you know, fair play to him for carrying on. And Drew as well for adapting, like you said.
Absolutely. We hope he's all right. The fact that he still went and did the press conference like immediately afterwards, didn't even go see a trainer or anything like that, and admitting, my leg is hurting like heck at the moment. Kudos to him.
I mean, there may have been a quick moment backstage where we're just double checking the leg quickly to see if there's anything serious that they really need to look at first before. So I'm sure. I mean, you could argue it might be very irresponsible on WWE's part to let him carry on doing stuff when he's quickly possibly injured his leg.
I believe that Jamie said if this was real, they should have called an audible straight away. But then I think what they were hoping to do was vamp for time, ready for like CM Punk's intervention.
Yeah.
And it was the main event. But I kind of agree with Jeremy on this one. If he was genuinely hurt, do something. Bring Punk out early, like really speed things along. But yeah, hope he's all right. I think this is one of the matches that will make Damian Priest an absolute megastar. He deserves, like, he may have won that belt through cash-in, but I genuinely believe, even now, and like, the guy's like my age. He's like 44, 45. And the fact that he is like on it, you know?
Yeah.
The guy is a superstar, and I wish for the world for him. He has proven he can carry it. So that's all I've got to say about that. Great match. It was my main match of the card, by the way.
And speaking of Punk. Speaking of Punk.
Yeah, but so basically one of the big things with the story, eventually there's a ref bump. There's a ref just kind of why is the ref on the bloody apron to begin with? I have no idea. It's just like, oh no, I'm on the apron. Oh no, I've been nudged by Damien or Drew and I've gone into the barricade. Drew hits a Claymore and a visual pin that went on for like 7-8 seconds. And in comes a new ref. And due to the majesty of the WWE framing of this, it's like new referee turned out after a stopped count of 2. Turned out to be a very annoyed, a very evil looking CM Punk as well.
Yeah, very evil. That camera angling was genius.
It was
absolute genius, because even like we saw someone running through the crowd, like you could see the camera pan to it, but you could just see like a head kind of running. It's like, oh, here comes another official. And then I think I even said beforehand, I said, oh no, he's coming down in a uniform, isn't he?
Yeah.
I was like, oh god. But kudos, so well done.
Yeah, social media filling in the holes like WWE social media right now is incredible at filling out like the missing holes after the fact. And one of the things they did show was CM Punk being backstage looking at the match and going, right, give me a referee shirt, I'm running down, you know. And that was a nice little caveat.
Yeah, he was speaking to one of the refs, and the refs said, "I was like, can you bring the t-shirt back?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back in a moment. No, I'll be right back. Honest."
I just need it for show, I swear.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what I looked like in it over my Nike compression top. But you know.
Yeah. Also, kudos for like fully fulfilling the bit by wearing red shoes. You know, I mean, I know secretly he wants to be a referee in New Japan, and it's nice that he fulfilled that wish.
Yeah. So yes, Drew clearly not happy to see CM Punk. Obviously had to approach him, got a bit annoyed. CM Punk gave him a kick in the balls, and South F Evan again, and Damian Priest survives Drew McIntyre in Scotland. And yes, Drew from WWE social media, to follow on, was not happy. He was effing and blinding all around the ring.
Oh, he did. I believe was it Corey Graves he had by the neck at one point?
Yep,
pretty much.
And then strung him up by the neck. Yeah,
and it took Wade Barrett to approach him and like stand his ground with him to eventually like convince him to just walk up the walkway. Which, by the way, Wade Barrett, ultimate badass.
Yeah,
you know, like again,
he was kind of like the Hulk whisperer, kind of calming down.
We alluded to this, like the 3 stages of Wade, basically. So we had him like having fun and games at the start on the pre-show. We had Wade, the commentator, during the course of the card, and then we had Wade in the post-show. And Wade in the post-show probably put in the performance of a lifetime of like, I do not agree with this. Punk should be fired. Basically, they did smear in a little bit of AEW-ness about it and the way of his behavior. I can't remember what was actually stated. Also, it doesn't help that CM Punk bought some sugary treats with him during the post-show as well.
Also said it was worse than the Bret Hart screw job.
Yeah, I think that was a little too much hyperbole there.
Yeah, it was just like.
I think the Montreal Screwjob was more legit than this.
Oh yeah.
How?
We kind of knew it was coming.
Wendy Richter versus the Spider Lady in the 80s has more stock than this. Jeez, I just asked Tori Storm about an ultimate screw job. But yeah, hi Harry. But also, if this is leading to Wade having a bit more integration into storylines, I would be in for that. I wouldn't mind that. I would love that.
If he's more like, I can't imagine being like a manager role for Drew, because Drew doesn't really need a manager now. But if he's kind of like going to be a countryman ally, so it's like Britain united against CM Punk or something like that, then I'm for it. I mean, something's definitely going to happen on SmackDown, because in the post-show conference, CM Punk said, "Well, I'm going to skip Raw. When it goes to Corpus Christi, I'm going to go and get checked out by doctors, and hopefully by Friday in Chicago at SmackDown, I'll be medically cleared." So we're clearly building up to something between Punk and Wade, possibly. On that.
I'm looking forward to that. I really am.
Like, Stu's not injured. Stu Bennett, Wade Barrett's not injured. Like, he could get back in the ring anytime he wants. It's just one of those things where he just chooses not to. He's happy where he is.
Yeah, with his blood alcoholic light seltzer. With blood alcoholic light seltzer. Oh yes. He's so funny, like the random promo person for when it's like, this has been sponsored by Call of Duty. It's been sponsored by Call of Duty Mobile, Michael.
I think he did bring up the gin yesterday as well.
I'm gonna have some gin I'm gonna have some gin today.
Did you just try to call it while I was calling it all night there, Dane? Gin and juice.
I think he did actually say at the end at the press conference, "I'm going to have a beer, I'm going to have a G&T or something like that." I'm like, he was mad.
he was mad. I've got bad news. I'm really fucking mad. That wrapped up a very eventful and entertaining Clash at the Castle in Scotland. And like I said, now they need to go find another castle somewhere in the United Kingdom or in Europe to go have a clash there. Maybe they should have if they could have an actual. What about Warwick Castle? I'm sure they've got a big enough area you can build like an outdoor wrestling ring. You can have a big kind of crowd for.
There's a few in Ireland.
Make a few sandcastles and call it Bash at the Beach.
No, Clash of the Castle on the Clash of the Sandcastle. Done.
Oh my god!
Don't know what you call me. I'm great at this marketing stuff.
At least one thing, we didn't have a sing along because we were talking about this.
No sing along, but we did see, what was it? One of the world's strongest man, I forget his name, was in the audience. It was like, if there was going to be a sing along, it was going to be that. Yep. He was going to be the one to lead it.
Yeah.
That wasn't a sing along. Drew just got very angry and left. So that's I think for everyone's sake, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. But yes, all attention now turns to Money in the Bank in about 3 weeks from Toronto.
Oh my lord, it's such a busy time for wrestling, isn't it?
I know.
Yes, and you got 2 weeks AEW Forbidden Door. So I mean that's the week before Money in the Bank. So
hi Jeremy.
Hi Jeremy. Jeremy's gonna be busy. But yeah, Money in the Bank qualifiers start tomorrow on Raw.
Yes.
A few stars have already kind of stated their claim to taking part. Ludwig Kaiser has decreed Rise of the Kaiser. What was it? Jay Uso has also kind of thrown his name into the ring. Carmelo Hayes as well. So yeah, I think this Money in the Bank is going to probably be interesting for the men's to see. It'll be interesting if they have a lot of like the mid carders or the talent that's kind of bubbling on the mid cards get involved. I mean, I will be stunned if the Braun Breaker, Ilya, and maybe not here much longer, Ricochet gets involved in this side of things as well.
Yeah.
No, he's off. Yeah. He's going. Bye, Ricky.
I mean, he's been put for a windscreen, so I think he may. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, his contract's not up till July, so it's like kind of trying to wrap up the thing rather than just say, "Oh, we just wrote him off by just Braun Breaker." Well, it is pretty much a way to be written off WWE being murdered by Braun Breaker.
It's one way to go, yeah.
Yeah, it's one way to go. It's one way to go. But yes, any other final thoughts on Clash before we wrap things up?
I watched a really good show with very good company. I had a good time despite my initial grumpiness. I loved it.
Good.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah, it was good to watch with you all. And yeah, it was just nice to it's always good to watch it in our time as well. It's kind
Yes.
of, yeah, you can just kind of relax and think, oh, well, if it finishes at 10, great. And then obviously the press conference afterwards as well. That was good to watch. It was a great show. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly hope there is a third one, and hopefully if there is, make it reasonable prices. Because oh my god, I dread to think if they ever actually hold like a one of the big 4 or 5 here, because you don't know. Yeah, please just think about prices, because we would like to go to these events, but yeah, but in all, good show.
Good.
I tried to meet the middle ground with Jeremy and say, why don't we go to Butlins and watch the wrestling? And there's no way he wants to go to Bognor Regis, so it's just not happening.
Minehead has the Butlins Arena, doesn't it?
Oh god, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, but Minehead's not between me and Jeremy, Dane.
Okay, well, maybe
Between all of us.
Maybe Nottingham or Birmingham. Maybe one of them. Who knows? So that is going to bring things to a close here on BunkaMania. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any thoughts on Clash of the Castle, or any idea, or any thoughts of where WWE are going, maybe with the Mysterious White Six, maybe with Money in the Bank, maybe beyond SummerSlam, then let us know in the comment section down below if you're sort of watching on YouTube, or you can email us at contact@bunkamania.com, all one word there. And yes, you can also catch the lovely team members on their own solo stream stuff, starting with Matty.
Hello, I don't know why I did that. You can find me on X under MattyBoo tweets, because I do not want to change my username again. You can also find me under Instagram and Threads, although I don't really post much stuff on Threads, because Threads is kind of like Twitter. Under MattyBoo Super. You can mostly find me on Instagram, I think. I think that's the best place to catch me. You can also find me on the Twitch, where we're streaming right now, under MattyBoo Twitches. I did a stream just this morning where we watched Teddy Bugs and Henry's cat, and we had a good old time together. And I'm pretty much done.
And Harriet.
So yes, at the moment I'm kind of taking a break on streaming. I might be streaming later. I don't know. It depends. But the best thing to do is to follow me on X or Twitter at MangoGirl232, and I'll put up a little thing there. Yeah, I'm hoping to be back on full time on YouTube and Twitch, hopefully, or Twitch next week, at some form or another. But yeah, just keep an eye on me on Twitter at MangoGirl232. On Twitch, I am Harriet_MangoGirl, and on YouTube.com/MangoGirl232 is where you find a lot of my reactions in regards to wrestling and music and stuff like that.
Awesome. And you can follow me on Twitter. No, not Twitter. On Twitch at the Dekker Dane, all one word. I stream every Monday, 8 p.m. UK time. We go through YouTube. We find what visual treats are out there, whether it be old cartoons, whether it be reality shows that make no sense at all, or maybe some game shows. Who knows? And I tend to get quite angry a lot of them as well. So if you'd like to join me, it's twitch.tv/the Dekker Dane, all one word. And yes, you can come and witness the visual hilarity, I suppose, is probably the best way to describe it. Hilarity, frustrations, well, hilarity for the audience, frustration probably more
for others,
confusion for me as well, and all that sort of stuff, and a lot and visionaries at the moment. We're on visionaries at the moment as well. So yes, but if you would also like to be kept up to date when we go live next here on BunkaMania UK, hit that follow button on Twitch. It's completely free to do so. Or if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. And also, if you enjoyed the content, give the video a thumbs up as well. So until next time, I think next wrestling content, I'm sure we'll have something along the lines closer to Forbidden Law, and that will be with Jeremy and the AEW crew, which I think is mostly Matty and Matty and Harriett. It's like everyone gets to be.
I'm just still learning, to be fair.
It's like I'm leading the WWE crew. Jeremy leads the AEW crew, but we all enjoy the wrestling on the same. There's just so much wrestling going on.
We will find a way to do a review for Forbidden Door. It needs
yes,
so it will be happening.
It will be happening, but there may be some more content in between up until then. So. Until then, from myself, the Dekker Dane, from MattyBoo and Harriett, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will see you guys very, very soon on BunkaMania UK. Until then, bye for now.